Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Andrew and today I'm going to show you how we can set up our NeuroMaker BCI Connect software on a Windows 10 device. So very happy to show this with you all today. Our first step is by navigating to this web page on neuromakerstem.com/neuromaker-bci-getting-started-page. You're going to be able to find all the resources you need to get your NeuroMaker BCI solution up and running. So you've probably already seen these things on the page so far. However, what you will see here are tutorials on setting up your hardware. So I do recommend completing this stage of the setup before we move on to setting up our software. So this guide is going to go over how to set up your hardware and make sure that your device is worn and turned on appropriately. And when you are ready, we can move on to how to set up the software on your device. So as you can see here, we have a tutorial and a installation file for Mac and Windows. So as we mentioned earlier, we're going to make sure that we do the Windows tutorial today. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I'm going to do is open up this link, and this is going to provide us with a Google folder with our program inside. So it's a little bit of a big program, so we are going to need to download it manually. So you're going to see that in just a moment, my screen is going to show up with the NeuroMaker BCI Connect software download. And the file itself is going to be a little under 100 megabytes. That's going to include everything you need from the packages to set up your software and all of your applications. So as you can see here, it's 65 megabytes. We're going to download this. So this is outside of the realm that Google Drive can scan, but we know this is safe software. So we're going to download anyway. And in just a moment, our .exe file is going to show up here. And when this has fully downloaded onto your device, all I need to do is click on it, and this will launch the installer. So there'll be a couple of things to keep in mind here while we're setting that up, but I'll be right here to help you with that. Okay, so it looks like this has been fully downloaded. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. And this is going to launch our installer. Okay. So what you're using here is version 1.6, and we're going to be releasing a number of different software packages this summer. So for this one particular instance, we are going to need to click on that original button that said Learn More, and then we're going to click Run Anyway here. And in just a moment, the installer is going to initialize and we'll be ready to go. Okay, so you'll see here, this will guide you through the setup process. So first, please go ahead and read over our agreement. When you have accepted, go ahead and click the Accept Agreement button. We're going to click on Next. So typically, I just install this into the default folder. You are more than welcome to install this wherever you wish. So I'm going to go ahead and install that there. And you can see here, I've actually installed this before, but I'm going to go ahead and create it one more time. We're going to create a desktop shortcut, and now let's install. So this should only take a few seconds. This is going to unpack everything that we have in that installation file, and pretty soon we're going to have a clickable desktop icon that we can use to access this program. So in just a moment, we're going to be all set, and we'll be ready to use our software. Just a few more moments here. And what's very fun is actually if you use our NeuroMaker BCI full semester curriculum, you'll actually be able to use some of these packages that are being initialized here now. So we're going to go ahead and let this finish. Okay, so we have completed our installation. So now all we need to do is launch. So we're going to go ahead and click Finish, and this will launch our program. So in just a moment, it's going to show up on my screen. There we go. So you will see here that we have our landing page for NeuroMaker BCI Connect. On a side note, just as we installed before, you will be able to find an icon on your desktop if that's what you chose. So let's go ahead and open this back up. And right on this dashboard, if you want a quick introduction to that Getting Started page that we looked at before, you can click on that, and this will navigate you back to all of these resources. So within this, you'll also be able to see the curriculum that we use here. We're going to have a lot of different tutorials in setting these things up. So keep an eye out on our resources page and our other channels, but this will be your portal into everything required to getting BCI off the ground. So you feel free to click on this link whenever you need to. So to get this actually paired and working with our headband, we're going to take a couple of extra steps. So the first thing we're going to do is input a username. So this username is simply to make sure that we know which person's device is connected to the software at any moment in time. This won't affect the way that you save anything, and you won't need to log into this. So this is really more of a way to just keep track of who's using this device. And this here, this transmission port, is what we use to connect the NeuroMaker BCI software to outside hardware. So for instance, if you want to control your NeuroMaker hand with your headband, we will be using this. We have some tutorials on how to use this feature, but for our purposes today, we're going to skip ahead and look at our other pieces. So once you have your username put in there, we're going to click on Next. Now, these next 3 steps are going to alert us on what we need to do with our headband to connect. So once again, I do recommend that you take a look at this video if you haven't already. This will take you through everything you need to know on the hardware. But for right now, as a quick cheat sheet, what we need to do is turn on our device. So you will see that there is a small button on top of the half of the headband that is connected to your back of the left ear electrodes. So you're going to notice a little small button there. You just need to press it for about 3 seconds and this will turn on. Of course, make sure your battery is charged. Next, you want to make sure that your headband is functioning. So what you will see after you turn it on is that your lights will move one by one LED light at a time, back and forth. So when you see that going back and forth, you know that your headband is all set and ready to pair. And the last step here is we have to connect your computer to the headband Wi-Fi. So we are very sensitive to any kind of privacy concerns with brain data. So we actually make students use this device while you are not connected to the internet. This way, we can make sure that anything that is happening with your device stays on your computer. It doesn't go anywhere else. So what we actually have to do is we have to find the Wi-Fi network that your headband is emitting. So as soon as you turn this on, it's going to start emitting that network, and it's really easy to find it. So as you can see here, there's going to be a new network called Focus Now _ with 4 different alphanumeric characters. So if you take a look at my Wi-Fi, currently I'm set up to my home Wi-Fi. However, you'll see there's a new network. So this is our Focus Now 915A. So each headband has its own unique alphanumeric character. So of course, mine is 915A. Yours might be a different combination of letters and numbers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on Connect. And this is going to keep connecting like this. So the Windows system here is always looking for an internet signal. Since our headband is not providing access to the internet, this is going to stay like this. So all you need to do is just click away. And you will notice if you hover over your icon here, you do not need to click. It's going to say Focus _now _ your alphanumeric character with no internet access. So this is what we want to see. This way we know that we are connected to the headband and there's no internet access. So all you have to do next is click on Next here. Now, this is where we enter in those 4 digits. So you can either use the digits provided here, or you can actually manually open up the left side of your headband. Look for the SN number on the top. So it's going to be the top long number, and you can look for the last 4 alphanumeric characters. So you have 2 different ways of finding that. Once again, you can either look on your headband itself, or we can just use this. So as we said before, this is 915A. So I'm going to type that in here, 915A. This is not case sensitive, so feel free to make a lowercase letter. And then we just need to put on our headband. So I'm putting it on my head right now. Remember that we have a whole tutorial on how to do this right here if you want to get a refresher on how to put your headband onto your head appropriately. So next, let's just click the Next button. Now the software is going to search for the Wi-Fi signal, and then once it's connected, it's going to be searching for a good signal coming from your brain. So once you get a good reading from your brain, this screen is going to open up. If you do not see this screen, this means that either your connection is unstable, you might need to charge your device, you might need to move your headband around a little bit to make sure it's reading your brainwaves appropriately, or there might be some interference in your network. However, once you get all that stuff situated, you're going to be greeted with this screen, and it's going to start collecting data immediately. So this is going to give us our dashboard into all of the key graphs that we're going to use for completion of NeuroMaker BCI activities. We also have some different frequency bands pieced out for you already that we can use for some other applications. And there's plenty to learn here. You can see some quick prompts of what these different scores mean. However, for a more meaningful introduction, I do recommend that you take a look at our NeuroMaker BCI Basics that will go through what each of those different graphs and figures here mean. So you can go ahead and check that out. The last thing I will share with you all is how to find your data files. So one of the things that we're going to use a lot in NeuroMaker BCI is recordings of our different brainwave files. So there's a very simple way to do that. So let's say you want to start an activity and you want to track your brainwave data over any particular amount of time. All you need to do here is click Start Collection, and you will see that right here there's going to be a second timer. This is going to list out how many seconds have elapsed since I started clicking Start Collection. And then when I'm done, I just need to click Stop Collection here. So let's stop this at about 18 seconds. So I'm going to wait until at 18, and then I'm going to hit Stop Collection. And then you're going to see a prompt which says, please check the result in file results 3.xls. This is actually my third recording. So each recording that you do, it's going to give you an extra number at the back of this file. Excuse me. So I'm just going to click on OK. Now your next question might be, where do I find this? Well, this is going to be stored in the folder that you installed the software in. And if you can't quite remember where it is, there's a nice little trick that you can do. You can simply go right over here. You can right click on Properties, and then you will see Open File Location. This will open up where your installation files are. So now I have access to all the libraries that came in here and everything else. And if we want to find the file that we just downloaded, I'm going to sort by type, and I'm going to look for my results, right? So these are going to be saved as Excel files, and you can simply open it up here, and we can take a look. So here's the file that I just recorded. In case you want to learn more about what these figures mean and how to use them, we do have an Introduction to Data Files tutorial here. And that is really all you need to know. So these are all the key features that you need to use to connect your device and get it up and moving. And now your next steps are simply taking your NeuroMaker adventure where you want to go. So feel free to jump into our BCI Basics to understand how to use your product. If you want to go into social emotional learning, we have a few different activities that you can do here to see the best kind of music that will get you into a focused or relaxed state. And then of course, we have our full NeuroMaker BCI 25 lesson curriculum that will show you how to bring Python data science and AI into brain-computer interface technology. Don't forget to check out our NeuroMaker Challenge. Our support email is on this page too, and follow us on Instagram for all the new updates and fun activities. So that is everything that we need to learn today. In case there's anything else that you need, feel free to contact our support, and I hope you have a great experience using this technology. So until next time, I will see you later.